Hello Flosstube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs Flosstube Season 3, Episode 2. And welcome back to the channel. For those that are new here, this is my channel. It's all about crafting. Today's video is all about cross stitch. We call it Flosstube. And if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, and then that way you won't miss out on any future uploads. Don't forget to also give us a like down below. Just do that right now, that way you won't forget, and that will help me get seen in the algorithm and helps me build my channel. Alright, so as I said, I am a multi-craft channel and I cover lots of things, and today is all about cross stitch. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about my hobby and what I've done during the week and how I'm progressing through all my works in progress, and there are many. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much. Or even just a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for taking time out of your day and spending it a little bit with me. Hopefully you've got a cuppa and we can get stuck straight into it. So what have I done this week? I've worked on 5 projects in total, 2 of which are Hades, and a couple other ones. So I can, and I've got a new start as well. I had a new start. We've released the magazine, and that's where my new start come from. All right, so let's get just stuck straight into it. So I'm going to start off with my new start. Okay, I am working on Spring House by Adorn Williams. She's a relatively new designer to the market, so she's got an Etsy store and all that sort of stuff. So I will link all that up down below so you can head over and have a look. You can see by the picture here, it's just a little sampler. I'm just going to do it as a flat fold finish, and that way I can put it up along with my, you can't see, it's not there, it's over that way a little bit further, along with my other seasonal charts, so you can see that there. All right, so this, and it was a new start. I started it on Sunday, so the day the magazine came out, and so yeah, I've almost finished the first part of the house. I only spent about an hour and a half on it or something, I think it was, just to get the new start in. But I thought it was super cute. It's got flowers, it's got the alphabet, it's got a little house. It's just super cute, and it's an Australian designer. So for those that are wondering about the magazine, I've got all the links down below to where you can find our channel, where you can find the website, and where to get the magazine and all that sort of stuff. So that is now out and ready for purchase at $6.95, and we have 9 designers in there this time. A couple of stories as well. So head over to Down the Rabbit Hole magazine.com.au, and you will find your latest copy there. It's got you can see by the picture just here that it's got a beautiful pink cover, nice and spring-like, and you can see there's the little house that I'm working on as well. So I'm looking forward to getting some more stitches into this. This is one that I'm probably going to take in the truck with me. Speaking of which, I'm dressed to go in the truck. That's why I'm filming so early this morning and getting this uploaded, because I have to go and help Brendan today. He's got a big job on, and yeah, so he'll need me to answer messages and all that sort of stuff when we come back into service and that, because his phone will just flare up. All right, so what else did I work on? Oh, I'll talk about my Hades next. So I worked on, and this one hasn't seen any stitches for quite some time now. For those that have been following me for a while will know that this is a restart on this one. I started this one and I was stitching it on 25 count, and I was doing a 2/1 full cross, and I really didn't like how it was going. I was new to Hades when I started this. I had never done one before, so I learned a lot in those first 8,000 stitches that I'd done. So now basically I restarted it at the beginning of the year. I put a couple of 100 stitches in and I set it aside. So this is this is what it looks like. So it's called Autumn Queen. It is by, I'll have to bring it up. I've forgotten who it's by. Just bear with me for a second. Isn't it always the way? As soon as you remember before you get on, and then as soon as you get on camera, you forget. All right, let me just find this. Okay, PDF. Okay, it is by Bridget Ashwood. Okay, so you can see there that's a gorgeous picture. This one is actually a max color. So this has got 237 colors in it. And I have started up in the top corner. And so as I said, this is a restart. I'm now stitching this on my new favorite fabric, which is, I'll just put this behind it so it doesn't get that reflection through. I've gone through, I had a couple starts on the 25 count. I really just don't like the coverage of the 25 count. And the full cross, well, I wasn't a real fan of that either. It felt really bulky and all the rest of it 2/1. So I was going to do it 1/1 full cross on the 28 count, and then I decided to go with 10 stitch, and that's speeding me up. So you can see here I'm using the diagonal method, and I'm using parking. It's driving me crazy. So now what I'm doing is, so you can see I've started to come down a little bit there underneath those threads. The diagonal's not working for me. While it is good because you start to see things a little bit quicker, it's just not working for me. It's not that it's not registering or anything. I find myself wanting to do the blocks. So I'm just going to go with that and do the blocks. So now what I'm doing is, I'm just using up all the threads that are here and getting rid of those as much as I can, finishing them off where I have to, because some of these colours, there's only a couple of little speckles through it, and then they're not sort of appearing until down here again, so I'll end them off. And then, yeah, so I'm just sort of working my way across. I think I've got a couple of more squares to go across to the edge of the page, and I've got a few, I think 3 or 4 down to the edge of the page, but you can start to see some of the features are starting to come up. We've got still a lot of white spots in there because I've got to fill it in. But yeah, so you start, that's the edge of a butterfly starting just there. This is a leaf. Yeah, so you're starting to see some of the images come through. I'm really liking it, and I got 352 stitches into this. I didn't have much time to stitch this week, so I did as much as I could when I could at night. And 350 stitches isn't too bad. So for one setting, I'm pretty happy with that. So she is out, and her fabric, her flosses are all out as well. So she'll probably get a few stitches in here and there. Not too many, because I'm going to be concentrating on Red Dragon. So as you can hear, my voice is still a little bit scratchy, but I am feeling much better, and thank you to everybody that sent all those well wishes to me. I do really appreciate it. All right, the next one I worked on was Red Dragon. We all know what we're doing for this one. Just in the room, I can't say anything. All right, so we're working on this one. I'm really loving it, rating it. I'm up in this corner here, so not very much exciting stuff is happening with this one in the way of colour. But I did manage to get 608 stitches in, and as you can see, I have mapped out, because I am going in the truck today, so I'll take this with, I'll pop it out of the Q-snap and put it in its hoop. I have mapped out an area that I can stitch when I'm waiting for cars to be unloaded and loaded back up again. So yeah, that's another, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, another 400 stitches will go into that. So you'll see that again. So as I said, there's progress. So I got all like 608 stitches. So there's 3 there, and I got 3 up in here. That. So we're starting to move further over into the tree. Other colors are going to start to pop in. This is the edge of the leaves of the tree. So where did my little thing go? So this is, and you probably can't really see it on the picture. You might be able to. So this is that section just up here. I'm just starting there. So it's moving along. I can't wait to see some other colours in it. I almost want to just go right across so I can get to this here. But then, you know, hey, I'll just work it. I'll work it how I work it, I guess, is how it goes. And that is also on 28 counts. And that is 2 over 1 10 stitch. So yeah, most of my heights are going to 10 stitch. I really like it. It's quick. I feel like I'm getting more done. I don't feel so stressed because I've got 10 heights on the go. So I'm sort of just trying to cycle through them. I was going to work on Which Way last night, but I didn't get a chance. I had a bit of a headache last night, and after having like a really hectic week of trying to get quilting done and other stuff going on and all the rest of it. And I just had a bit of a twinge, so I thought I'll just not do any. And then that way I won't get a sore head. All right, the next one that I worked on, which was Deck the Halls. So I've popped this out of the scroll bar so I can work on it a bit more. So that's what it's going to look like when it is finished. I'm down the bottom here. And so I got the rest of the light blue done over for bread. So last time you seen it, I was here. I just finished the R and ginger and I had the top of the bread to go. So I got all that done. So that's coming along a little bit more. So I should get gingerbread finished and all the rest of it this week with any luck. So slowly, hopefully it'll be finished by Christmas. I'm not going to hold my breath because let's face it, I don't really finish stuff. Do I? No, I start a lot of stuff, but I don't finish anything. Yeah, I do. I finish heaps. Lots of little ones, but no big ones. All right, the next and final one that I worked on was there it is, was Pandemic. So I started this the beginning of the year, I think I started it, and last time you seen it, I was working up in this corner. We almost had a page finish, but not quite. So I got 806 stitches into this one. This, last time you seen it, I was here, and I'd done, the bird was done, I'd done a little bit of this, and I was sort of just I think I'd just done that little bit there. So I've done all this, I finished that motif off, and I've come down here, and I'm starting to work across now. I think I brought the border down a little bit too. I can't remember exactly where the border was up to. Oh no, I had gone down, so I started, that's right, when I started here. I brought the border down last time I worked on this, which was last week, and then so I didn't go too far down and have to count too far, I started coming across and finished all that off. So yeah, it's sorry, I got a bit of wadding. I played with a quilt before I got on camera, and I got a bit of wadding tickling my nose and on my face. So yeah, I'm loving how that is working out. So this is on 20 count even weave, cotton even weave. It's colour oatmeal. I got it from Sew It All Australia, and it is a huge piece. It's almost a blanket, like it's almost going to be a lap quilt. I could probably turn it into a quilt, really. So yeah, there's a lot of fabric there. But I'm loving how it's turned out. It's just, I've got to end these threads off. So when I finish my threads, I weave them through on the back. So as I'm stitching, I just sort of park them in one spot, and then, and I forgot to do that. So normally before I come on camera, I will pull all them out and weave them in through the back, and then they're done and I don't have to worry about them. But it is coming up very nicely. Loving it. And the colour, just in case you missed last week's video, the colour that I am using is for Silks for You. It's a variegated thread, and its number is PR068. Sorry about the rustling. And that is the colour just there, and that's pretty true to colour, what you're seeing on the camera, maybe there. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love working with it. It's so easy to work with too. Like, I absolutely love it. And I've got to keep all my stuff together because I've got a little screwdriver in there for my little hoop to keep it nice and taut. But yeah, and that's all of the stitching that I got done this week. So I only worked on 5, probably a total of about 2,000 stitches all up. Just under 2,000 stitches for the week. I'm not really counting stitches at the moment. I'm just stitching and enjoying it, and had a new start. Like, I didn't need a new start, but the house was just so cute. I had to start it. So as I alluded to in the beginning of the video, the magazine was released this week. So for those that haven't seen it yet, this is what the cover looks like. I'll show you again. Basically all the designs are now available in there. As I said, it's $6.95. There was 9 designers, so that means that you get 9 patterns. That's pretty cheap per pattern. So there's a couple of stories in there. We take a closer look at needlework. I am going to do a bit of a flick through on my iPad and as a Flosstube extra. But my design is in there this time as well. It is a drum. This is a quick and easy stitch to do. It's a combination of cross stitch and black work. Okay, except I've used pink. So we've got little tulips all over the place. And my favourite thing to go and visit is the Tulip Festival down in Barrel. And for the life of me, I haven't been there for many years. And I won't be going there this year because they're all in lockdown. But I think it is around about this time, because when we went down to Victoria a few years back, we stopped in to see it, and like I just love the sea of colour that they do. They plant all the tulips and they're all in bloom, and that it's called the Tulip Festival. It used to be huge when I was a kid and I lived down there. So that was sort of my idea behind these. They look like little tulips, so yeah, that was my inspiration. And it's got the word spring, so obviously there'll be some winter and summer and other ones that come if they come in succession, I don't know. But yeah, and I turned it into a drum. I used the finishing tutorial from Twisted Stitcher on how to do a drum. I was going to put a little bit of an embellishment up here, but the one I had I didn't like, so I left it off. But it is now a little pincushion or drum. It can just sit there, so yeah, it's cool. So check out the magazine for that. As I said, we've got 9 designers in there. That's huge, like absolutely huge. That's the biggest one we've had so far. So yeah, so head over, show them some love. They're all Aussie designers. We're now taking submissions for the Christmas one. It's getting pretty close to the deadline for submissions. So when I say submissions, that's just to send your idea of what you want to submit to the magazine into me. You can find all the details over on our Facebook page, Down the Rabbit Hole Magazine. You will see, just scroll down a couple of pages, a couple of posts, and you will see it there. I'll probably repost it again later on today. But yeah, we are taking submissions for stories and for designs. We are taking Australian designers. We have already got we're doing a one international, like featured one, an indie designer, a lovely girl that I've met over on Instagram, and she's she's just lovely. English is not her first language, so there's sometimes a little bit of a communication gap, and so you'll be able to see her designs that are going into the Christmas issue. And starting in the new year, we will be having an international designer, hopefully an international designer each month. So it'll just be a little focus on a indie designer. So just trying to help some of the small guys get their patterns out there and get seen. I mean, with Instagram and everything like that these days, I mean, people do get seen, but it's also nice to get published as well. It is a paid, you get paid for your submission if you're published. So if you do send me a submission and it's not used for that issue, we may ask you if we can hold it over to another issue, or we will say it wasn't suitable for that particular issue, but we encourage you to submit again in the future. It's nothing against anyone's designs or anything like that. It's just we have a strict budget, and so the earlier you get in, the more chance you have of being published. And of course, if we've got too many, then we will have to hold some of them over, because as I said, we do have to work to a budget and all the rest of it. But I am excited that this time we actually had 9 designers, or 8 designers including myself. There's been a couple of series in there as well. So Deb from Frog Cottage Designs, she has been putting a series in of winter, like she had winter friends, this one was spring friends, and we had autumn friends as well. So I'm only assuming that a summer one is coming as well. So you'll have to check out her little designs. Follow us over on Instagram, Down the Rabbit Hole Magazine, and you will get to see what designs pop up. Every second or third day, I put up a post of whatever's been in the magazine for that issue. Sometimes I do a flashback and stuff like that, so you will get to see it. And I would just like to say thank you to all the people that have sent me messages and everything congratulating me on the magazine, especially the new customers that have come along. Excuse me. I've got a lot of messages from them saying how much they love it. They love all the charts, and they're so happy that there's an Aussie magazine and all that sort of stuff. So I am so glad that you're absolutely loving the magazine, and I appreciate your support. All right, so what else have I been up to? That has taken up a lot of my time in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, head over, grab yourself a coffee and sit down and maybe start some stitching. Don't forget, if you do stitch something out of the magazine, tag Darvanalee Designs Studio as well as Down the Rabbit Hole magazine, because we've got the 2 different pages, and that way, either way, I will get a notification and I can come over and see what you're working on. We also have Stitching in the Wild in the magazine, so if you are someone that is stitching something from the magazine, or even just something that you're working on and you'd like to share your works with someone, maybe it's not something that you show everybody a lot of time, send a email to downtherabbitholemagazine@gmail.com with the subject line Stitching in the Wild, and we draw out 2 to 3 people each magazine, and we get published, and you go in the draw to win. If you're editor's choice, you get a piece of fabric and some floss for your troubles. So there's all of that as well, and we've got giveaways and all that sort of stuff. So, but I will do a closer flick through of a couple I will just put a little bit of a montage together and a voiceover, and you'll be able to see the different things that we have in the magazine. All right, this week also see me working on our row by row on the channel. So that is a quilt along. For those that aren't into quilting, you probably aren't interested in this, but it was quilt along. We've got the Friendship Star. That is the block that we done this week. Super quick and simple and easy. Working with half square triangles again, but there is not a triangle inside because we work with squares. So I show you the cheats way of doing half square triangles, and you get 2 from 1 sewing. So yeah, so head over to, I'll card that up, and you will link it down the bottom. It'll be somewhere, and you can check that out. That is block 6 for row 6. So there are 5 other blocks. So if it is something that you're interested in, it is very much geared towards beginners. The first 4 videos, 3 or 4 videos, have very much close-ups of the sewing machine and the 1/4 inch seam allowance and why it's important. They're a little bit more lengthy because there are close-ups, more explanations and all the rest of it. But now the videos are moving a little bit quicker because we're not showing all that stuff. We've already covered that in the first few videos. So as I said, it'll be carded or it'll be down below. Head over, check that out, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought about that block and how quick and simple it was. I'd love to hear what you thought. But yeah, that's all I've been really sewing this week. I've been busy at the quilt machine. I've had quite a large quilt in there, and I just realised I've left my quilt machine on overnight. I normally don't do that. I must have got distracted. But yeah, I finally finished the quilt that was in there. It was quite a large one, so I've got to put the binding on that. So that's getting pulled out this afternoon. Then the binding will get put when I get back from working in the truck, and I will sit there and put the binding on over the weekend. And then it will go back home to its owner on Monday. And then I have another 4 or 5 quilts that I've got to get done in the next couple of weeks to the end of the month. All right, I did have some haul come in. Now, this isn't cross-stitching haul. This is a block of the month that I signed up. It's the 2021 Designer Mystery quilt along that they're doing with the Fat Quarter shop. So yeah, so this one I was actually quite surprised. I obviously didn't read the small print when this turned up. It was in a massive box. This is the second block that I've got, so I'll just show you the first one. I don't think I showed it. Got a little cubby hole for it so I don't lose any of it. This is the second one that I've got from Fat Quarter Shop. And they are super generous with their fabrics. Like, I'm working on one at the moment, which is the 2018 one. So I just get them and I set them in the cupboard. I don't necessarily do them the year. Like, I don't do the stitch along with them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So basically, what I do is I just get them, they come, it's an automatic, like they send me a thing once a month, I pay it, and then it just turns up, and I set them aside, and then I'll just get to them when I get to them. And the last one that I did, I missed out on the finishing and the backing, so all I got were the blocks, which was fine. I was happy with that, because I can always find something. So, a couple of weeks ago, the backing came, so that is the backing for it, and, let's put a little thing out. It comes with a little iron-on label and everything as well. And so this has got 5.5 yards of backing fabric in it. And then you've got a little little label that came with it as well. And this is, the fabric is called Strawberries and Rhubarb, and it's by Fig Tree and Co. I just had to move the thing out of it. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Not normally my colours, but when I seen the fabric, and I was shopping with Michelle one night on Zoom, we were shopping. No good can come of me and Michelle shopping together, I can tell you now. If you're wondering who Michelle is, she is Shell_Trails on Instagram. She doesn't have a floss tube, but she does a lot of quilting and stuff like that. She's my quilting buddy. So yeah, so we were shopping and we were encouraging each other, and yeah, anyway, I ended up getting it. And so that was that came with block 1, and that was block 1. Okay, so that is the block that I'm going to have to make, and these are the fabrics that it came in it. They're gorgeous fabrics, like strawberry and rhubarb. It's absolutely beautiful. I actually cannot wait to make this one and get it on my bed. And as I said, these are not normally my colours, but I think because it's just so different than what I normally do. Anyway, yesterday afternoon, I heard the front door go, because my postman knows that I work here, and sometimes I'm in the house, and he'll just open the door and pop my parcels in on a little couch that I've got. So I'll just turn you around. You probably won't see. So there we go. I've got a little couch that's down there, and he just pops them on there. And yeah, so basically, sorry about that, all that movement. Oh, just shaking yous up there. Shake, rattle, roll. So basically, he just dropped it in there, and I come out, and I'm like, I haven't ordered anything because I haven't been shopping. So I thought, I wonder what that is. Anyway, I opened it up because it didn't have it. I couldn't see it on the front, and I opened it up, and check this out. This is the box that came. So this is from, again, it's from the Fat Quarter Shop. I'm just making sure it's not going to open where the opening is. So this is the box that came. Okay, it's got the matching backing fabric. Obviously, it's got the quilt block on the front. Okay, it's got a recipe on the back for strawberry bread. Okay, so that's the recipe on the back. I'll bring that up a little bit closer for those that might want it. Okay, so that's the recipe on the back, and it's from Pat Barron, that one. Okay, and it's got like a little snap, so it's magnetized. And I open it up, and inside you've got a quilt block on the lid, and then it came with the finishing. So this has got all the finishing stuff in it. So it's got a new pattern. That's the block. It has, that's a gorgeous block, actually. Oh, look at that. Half square triangles. For all those that want to know how to make half square triangles, there you go. So that's the block. That is block 2. Is it block 2? I don't know if they come in order. Yeah, block 2. Reed, Nicole. And it comes with the finishing booklet. So it's got a little booklet on how to finish it. Okay. It comes with a little card to let you know. It also comes with small flying geese ruler. And it comes with all the fabric I need. So they're the finishing fabrics. I'm not going to open them up because it's going to be a while till I'm finishing. So you can see there, they're just fabrics from out of the quilt. And it comes with these gorgeous set of scissors. Like, these are just absolutely gorgeous. So they come with a little leather vinyl cover. And look at that. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that point on them. So these are getting set aside for embroidery. I love that sound. Just love that sound of a sharp pair of scissors. So yeah, they all came. I obviously didn't read the small print and didn't realise that that was what was coming. But yeah, I was super happy with the little box. So now I can keep everything in there. The backing won't quite fit in there, but I can keep all my patterns and everything. Oh, it might actually just absolutely just gonna tightly squeeze that in. Nah, it's not gonna fit. It's just that little bit too bulky. But yeah, so I've got all the blocks in there now, and the best part is, this is the best part, it will sit on my shelf nice and tidy like that. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'll probably find a different shelf. That was the only one I could really show you on, because that's where my other stuff sits. All my secrets. All the stuff I need to remember. So yeah, I'll find a little spot for that, probably up the towards the end there, towards the floss, and then that way I'll know exactly where it is, and I can just put my blocks each month in. But I am actually getting more and more excited to start that. And as I said, the other one that I've done has got so much extra fabric, like I'll be able to get an extra block out of each of the ones. So at the moment I'm just saving all the fabric and putting it aside, and I thought that I'd be able to pick out my favorite block, and I'll be able to make a bolster cushion or something along those lines. And for those that don't know what a bolster cushion is, they're those round cushions that sort of, yeah, anyway, it's a bolster cushion. But that is it from me, apart from letting everybody know that had won a giveaway, that they have all been sent. And people that were waiting on parcels and the fabric that went missing, that all went this week. So they've all gone out, and I've also put up some fabrics onto the website as well, down the Darvanalee Designs studio. I've put up some cross-stitch hand-dyed fabric, so you can head over and see them. You could also see them on my Instagram as well. But we're still running our giveaway for the project bag. So we've got a vinyl front project bag made by me with a thread bed in there with a built-in needle minder. So all I'm asking to, this week is just tell me exactly why you love project bags, and make sure that you use the word project bags in your comment, because that is the key word, project bags with an S. Okay. Yeah. So if you commented last week and you didn't put an S on the end of your project bags, where you commented, just go back and check and make sure. Okay, so this is going to be running for the rest of August. We will be only doing monthly giveaways for this season, so once a month we'll have a giveaway, but they will be phenomenal ones, such as this, or maybe a retreat bag, maybe a couple of patterns put together, some gift vouchers and stuff like that. So if you want to enter one of our giveaways, and if you've already filled out the Google form, you don't need to fill that out again. We had a couple of people that filled it out twice, so I've just deleted those ones out. And so if you accidentally fill it because you can't remember whether you did or not, just fill it out. I will see, and I'll be able to sort it out anyway. If you've had any change of details since you filled it out, maybe fill out another one. So if you've changed address, or you've moved countries, or you no longer want to be part of it, you can always just go in, put your name, go remove me from the remove, and then I'll remove you from that. So basically, yeah, you're going into the draw for this. You need to fill out the Google form. You must be over 18 as well, especially if you're giving me all your details. Not that I ask for your date of birth anyway, but just, yeah, just be mindful that you need to be over 18. I really don't have a problem with that. My demographic is from 25, 26 up, so that's all good. Yeah, so tell me why you love project bags in the comments below, and you will be in the draw for that. I will be drawing this in the first week of September, so the 1st of September I will draw it. My first video for that week, I will announce it. All right, that is it from me today. A little bit longer video today. Obviously, I had a lot to talk about and show you and all the rest of it. But I've got to get going. I've got to get this uploaded for you guys. And yeah, I better get going because I've got to go and help Brendan in the truck. Have a great week, everybody. And I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend it with me for a little while this morning. Hopefully you enjoyed your cover, you enjoyed me rambling on, and you got some stitches in. I will be back for my Stitch With Me on Monday, although it might be a Flosstube extra flick through the magazine, see how I go. And stay happy, and I will see you all again next week. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye.